Good evening, everybody. How is everyone tonight? Well, it's good to be here back at the Marriott. Again, my name is Ravi Bajwal. I'm an anchor and reporter with ABC News in Chicago. And I have lost track of how many times I've been here to be your MC for this gala evening, but I am thrilled to be here again. So thank you for coming and spending your Sunday night as we in the fall and supporting this organization. And it's a thrill and an honor for me to be here, as I said, and for ABC7 to be supportive of this. My cameraman, Vince Munyon, is here as well with that bright, bright light. So this is all going to be on the news tonight. So we got to show the broader community how much this community cares for its own, for the most vulnerable in its own community, and how that kind of help actually is available to everybody. So we should all give the Indo-American Center a great round of applause. Yeah. How was the cocktail reception? Was it good? How was the food? From Gaylord's, right? Amazing. Apparently they might make some up for us a little bit later here, and I'm thrilled to partake in that as well. You know, you should take some time to go through the annual report and the website of the Indo-American Center, because first of all, it's beautifully written. It's very straightforward, and it shows how monumental the challenge is that they're trying to face here, that they're trying to do something about. Since 1990, helping people integrate into the American mainstream at the most basic levels in terms of literacy, in terms of creating social environments for people to prosper in, doing all the things that you need to start getting people along the path to citizenship. It really is an amazing organization, has been running now for a generation, and we want to make it stronger and more supportive of more people. 40,000 client interactions a year is an enormous number for any organization, let alone a small social services agency that is oriented towards the South Asian population. So it's a great thing to be supportive of. We're always asked at the ABC7 to, support all kinds of great organizations in Chicago. And this one truly is one of my favorites. You're like family to me, as you all know. And more importantly, it says something about the South Asian culture, if you will, that no one really is prospering until everybody is prospering. So it's wonderful to be a part of that. There are all kinds of wonderful silent auction items outside that you can bid on so that you can help support this organization. There's going to be a live auction in a little while, and because my pal Kamal Hans is not here, I am going to do that live auction. So there's a reason that you hire professional auctioneers, so bear with me and don't embarrass me, and make sure that you bring out your checkbooks. And if you're thinking about kind of what your budget was tonight in terms of what you want to contribute, double it, okay? Just double it. Just start thinking about doubling it right now. And you'll see now over the next little while before dinner why that money is so needed, why that support is so usefully used, how dynamic it is, and how hard it is to get those kinds of resources together in the kind of fiscal environment that we're in here in the state of Illinois. So to get us started, to get a sense of what's going on with this organization, what we've been able to accomplish in the last year, and where we go from here, would you please welcome for his remarks the president of the IAC for the president's address, Ashraf Hashim.
Good evening. Dear friends, it's a great honor and privilege to welcome you all to the Indo-American Center's 26th celebration. It is heartwarming to see so many of you have been loyal supporters of the Center mission and commitment in serving the needs of our community members to better their lives. The last couple of years have been very challenging, with severe cuts in the state and other fundings. We could not have continued our services without your support. and contribution. Your support made a big difference for each and every community member who needed the center services, whether helping in becoming citizens and uniting with loved ones, or learning to speak English and to function daily, or assistance with employment to be independent, or hot lunch and fellowship for seniors, or education and funding for children. Each and every time, you have lifted their lives for better. Thank you for that. We are very grateful to you for that. The Board of Directors joins me in thanking our keynote speaker, Mr. Sanjay Shah, for taking the time to join us this evening. You will be hearing from him later pretty soon. We very much appreciate our executive director, staff, and volunteers for their dedication and service to the center, despite the financial hardships. It is tough. I want you to know, running a not-for-profit organization and a secular organization, that too, such as the Indo-American Center, is very challenging. Raising funds, hiring dedicated staff, volunteers, finding programs partners, and working together with the strong and independent-minded board members. Figure it. I don't know, you all have worked in the, I'm sure many of you work with not-for-profit organizations. It's very tough. It's very challenging, my friends. But it is still rewarding, as we always put serving the community first. Thank you for that. I want to thank all the board members who have given an enormous amount of time, resources, and financial help throughout the year for the continued success of the Indo-American Center. I want all our current board members stand up, please, get acknowledged. Please, current board members. I also want to acknowledge the past board members and the staff who have done a tremendous job helping the organization come along these many years. We are in the 26th year. You can't believe it. We very much recognize and sincerely thank our funding agencies, elected officials, volunteers, program partners, sponsors, media persons and advertisers and donors for your continued support and commitment. I also want to thank, again, our staff, executive director, and all others for their dedicated help and their continued running of the center. Thank you. It has been a challenging and unusual time for recent immigrants. I'm sure you hear the news every day. I don't want to be political. I just want you to know. The new immigrants are all the more concerned about their future in their adopted country. So you can imagine what goes on in their mind. It's all the more reason why we need to help them with the very basic needs to succeed and ultimately realize their American dream, like we all have, many of us. We want you to know that we at the center are here and will be here to serve them for years to come with your support. Thank you for that. It has been my pleasure serving as the president for the Indo-American Center for the last couple of years. Hopefully I can go home some of the days, early home after this year. But I'm sure there are dedicated people. They will move center forward. I'll be there to support. Thank you for that. I want to leave you with a couple of quotes. One from Mahatma Gandhi. The best way to find yourself is lose yourself in the service of others. So, coming to the American side, Warren Buffett, the billionaire philanthropist, said this: if you are the luckiest 1%, we think, of the humanity, we are, believe it or not, we are 1% of the humanity, luckiest one. You owe it to yourself, the rest of the humanity, to think about the 99%. Thank you again. We want your continued support and also want to thank you for joining us tonight and in celebrating our contributions for bettering our community members' lives. Have a great evening. Thank you.
Ashraf, thanks very much. How about a round of applause for the visionary, one of the visionaries. I need my glasses more these days. I'm like so determined not to be the Indian guy who wears glasses all the time, right? And then you're just like a big sort of mass right now. I am going to get a list of elected officials handed to me in a second, but we could not do the kinds of things that we do at the Indo-American Center without all kinds of support, including consistent support from elected officials. So I know that you're here. You're a bit blurry, but I know that David Orr is right here, the clerk of Cook County, who's a very busy man at this time of year. Thank you. Folks, thank this man so much, and I take off my journalist hat, I call it like it is. Thank him so much for making sure voting is easy, voting is accessible, and voting is not hampered as much as possible in Cook County because of the kinds of things that David Orr and his staff do. Important stuff. Thank you. You know, this community went from 25, 30 years ago to just hanging in there and just trying to connect to the American establishment, and now presidential candidates want the South Asian community's attention at not only at election time, but in between elections. And so that's a real indication of how far this organization and how far our community has really come. And just having your support tonight, sir, and others who are here, state representatives and others, we'll mention your names in just a second, but we want to thank you very much. And I know that the South Asian community wants to play a much bigger role as the years go by in America's democracy. So thank you again. And our next speaker is our executive director, the person who has her hands on all the things that we do at the Indo-American Center. She's got a video to show you. She's got some heartwarming stories to share, and she's on the front lines every day. Please welcome Selma D'Souza.
Thank you, Robbie. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your support of the Indo-American Center. We have been able to provide services to the community for the past 26 years because of your continued support, and we couldn't have done it without you. Sanjay, thank you so much for being our keynote speaker this evening and for your support of the center. At last year's annual dinner, I mentioned that we didn't have state funding for some of our programs because Illinois lacked a budget. Unfortunately, not much has changed. As I was writing my speech, I was hoping I could have better news for all of you, but unfortunately, I do not. The legislature passed and the governor signed only a half-year budget. As a result, there is still no state funding for some of our programs. We will not be paid for the work we did in 2015 and so far this year. We have lost approximately $150,000, and we do not know when Illinois is going to pass a full year's budget. Budget cuts have consequences. They have affected our adult literacy, our English language program, civics classes, immigration and citizenship services, and our public benefits assistance program. Last year, we canceled our civics classes, which we had in the evening for the convenience of our clients. And in these classes, adults learned civics so they could pass their citizenship test. In September, we temporarily closed our public benefits program, which helps our clients apply for heating assistance, Medicaid, and food stamps. It is not simple just to close a program during tough times. There are very few places our clients can go to apply for benefits because our clients are not fluent in English, and other agencies do not have Hindi and Urdu interpreters readily available for them. We are serving fewer clients in the immigration and citizenship program because we only have one full-time staff and one part-time attorney. We need more full-time staff to help the many walk-in clients we have daily. We still have 125 to 150 people who come to the center daily for our various programs, mostly Indians and Pakistanis, but in our English classes, we have immigrants and refugees from over 25 countries. Our doors are open to everyone, but we can't serve them all because of the state cuts. On the positive side, we did get some funding this year from the Coulter Foundation. The Coulter Foundation has done some data, has done some research, and they are funding organizations like ours and many nationwide because their data has shown that voter turnout by Asian Americans is very low in comparison to other groups. Asian Americans are the fastest growing racial and ethnic group in the US, but yet Asian American voter turnout is one of the lowest among all groups. At each of your tables, we have pledge cards tonight. We are asking that if you are a registered voter, to pledge that you will vote on November 8th. Now, this is a nonpartisan program. We're just asking you to exercise your right to vote because voting equals power for our community. Our volunteers will collect the cards a little later this evening. At this time, I want to recognize our hardworking and dedicated IAC team and thank them for all the sacrifices they have made for the past 15 months, and they have made many. I also want to thank them for their help with this banquet. I'm going to quickly read the names of those who are here this evening. If you could hold your applause for just 1 minute as I read their names. Lakshmi Adhikari, Loknath Agarwal, Poonam Hans, Kamlesh Kaur, Amina Khan, Mola Mohammed, Kush Patel, Shrag Shah, Tanvi Shah, Renuka Sharma, Laura Smith, Abdul Sadr, and we have some volunteers as well, Regina, Malika, and Allison. Could you please stand? They're at the party tables at the back. I also want to thank our board of directors for all their hard work and their dedication to the center. There were also representatives here this evening from a few elected officials' offices. There were representatives here from Senator Mark Kirk's office, Attorney General Lisa Madigan, and I believe it was those two. Thank you. Thank you for coming here this evening. The South Asian community is one of the fastest growing communities in Illinois. So the need for services provided by the center will only continue to grow. Since we have lost state funds, we need your help more than ever so that we can continue to lift the lives of those who need our help the most. What I see at the center every day are people who want to improve their lives. Some of them are working 2 jobs to make ends meet. They just need a helping hand so they can reach their goals. I want to introduce at this time Rajeshri Sen. Her late husband, Prabir Sen, was a volunteer at the center, and she will talk about how he enjoyed his teaching experience at the IAC and how the IAC lifted his life when he was going through a difficult time. After Mrs. Sen speaks, we will show a video of the center and its programs. Thank you again for your support of the Indo-American Center. Mrs. Sen.
Thank you, Selma, for giving me this opportunity to share our interaction with the Indo-American Center. As she said, I am Rajeshri Sen, wife of late Dr. Prabir Kumar Sen, who was a volunteer instructor for the intermediate level ESL class at Indo-American Center. It is a great honor and pleasure for me to describe to you in some detail what benefits my husband and me too got from IAC and what this organization had come to mean in his life and now mine. The message I bring to you is twofold. One, for all of you donors and well-wishers sitting here, and other for the board members, staff, and volunteers of IAC. At the onset, I have to thank Prem Balani for bringing us to IAC. We live in a city neighborhood called Saugonash, approximately 3 miles west of IAC. And when we lost our only child at the tender age of 26, after fighting a 5-year-long losing battle with leukemia, Prem urged us, particularly my husband, to start coming to volunteer at IAC. As he had retired early due to a massive heart attack, also as a direct result of our son's terminal illness. I was very worried about him, as I was and am still working full-time and leaving him alone at home. I wondered how he would handle this immense grief, how he would maintain his sanity, how he would cope up alone the whole day in a home we shared with our son, as he was too sick to live independently. Well, to cut a long story short, after a lot of pushing and prodding, my husband finally agreed to teach an intermediate level ESL class every Wednesday from 10 to 12 in the morning. He had taught organic chemistry for many years at IIT as an adjunct professor, along with his professional career as a pharmaceutical chemist. But ESL was a different ballgame. However, he plunged into it with great enthusiasm, taking care to prepare his lessons meticulously. He took advice from other professionals, our friends who were teaching ESL in Malaysia, made them visit his class to critique and offer him suggestions, which he followed through. He had very high expectations from his students and loved to empower them, particularly the many women he taught, some of whom were there without full knowledge of their very conservative families. His students felt very proud when his class was chosen for a visit by President Abdul Kalam. I wanted him to participate more, particularly in the senior program, which has various activities, such as songs, poetry, exercise, movies, etc., culminating in a wonderful hot Indian meal, freshly cooked, but not by me. To me, this seemed a wonderful opportunity to develop a feeling of kinship and camaraderie with peers who shared common experiences and values from our youth. I looked into our lonely, barren lives, where we were aging, devoid of friendship and wise counsel of adult children, bereft of the joy, happiness, and laughter in our home that comes from young grandkids running around, and felt our extreme isolation and poverty that comes from lack of human touch. I urged my husband to start participating in the senior program. Perhaps IAC doesn't even realize it caters to our kind of poor, and the meal they serve nourishes more than the body. Finally, many of his students who loved, admired, and respected him immensely convinced him to hang around for another 1.5 hours on Wednesdays to participate in the senior program. Gradually, he found retired engineers, headmasters, teachers, even to PhDs like him, with whom he could talk in English, and he was quite limited in Hindi Urdu. Of course, that's my opinion. He claimed he had studied compulsory Hindi till BSc in Madras University. Earlier, this program used to run Monday to Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Friday left out for namaz. Well, Saturday was my opening. I started pestering him to take me there on Saturdays. He was a reluctant camper, but eventually he complied. Mainly, I suspect, because he enjoyed the chit-chat he had with various friends he had made on Wednesdays. Oh my God. I think he also went there for the admiration, adulation of his students, as well as the high esteem with which they upheld him. He began to find a purpose to his life, with something meaningful to do. He felt useful to both young and older students. Like his flowers which bloomed in our garden, he loved to see his students bloom in the classroom and find the confidence and empowerment to function outside. I thank the IAC and Prem Balani, who got us there, for making the last few years of my husband's life joyous and meaningful. I would like to finally end by making an appeal to all of you donors and well-wishers to donate generously your time, your labor, your hard-earned money. For in our experience with IAC, whatever little we've had the privilege of giving to IAC has come back to us like a boomerang, multiplied tenfold. We can all be proud of this wonderful organization with a glorious mission to help all kinds of people from our subcontinent and beyond. Thank you for hearing me out.
We're going to show you a brief video about the programs at this center.
When we had a large wave of immigrants in the 60s and 70s, there wasn't an organization like this, a center like this, that could help immigrants assimilate. IAC was founded in 1990 for that purpose. We have 7 programs: immigration and citizenship services, a senior lunch program, youth program, adult literacy, which includes civics classes to help people pass their citizenship test, computer literacy, and workforce development.
Do you know what city? What city I'm here?
The Indo-American Center is important, is to help immigrants assimilate into the Chicago area. Many of our clients are not fluent in English, and our staff is multilingual. So it's important that for the center to be here to help them with its access benefits, learn English so they can get employment.
I think it makes life easier if you live in an English-speaking country and you can also speak English, at least just for daily skills.
Yeah, I think it's important. It helps them feel more comfortable just in society. They're able to go to the grocery store or the library and actually get what they want.
Because I come from long distance like India, so I meet people here and I find them more or less similar culture. There's no language barrier. Another important thing is that in the same building, I find that I can learn a lot many things. For example, I was exposed to computer working in my working life, but when I joined the classes here, I could enhance my knowledge in a computer lab here.
Salvation Store, right?
I love coming here, and I think if for some reason if this was to be discontinued, we would really feel isolated. Nothing to look forward to. This is one place that you get up in the morning and you look forward to coming. If kids are at home, all they would do is technology. They would be around with mobiles or tablets or computers. And in this program, they will get to do those stuff. Actually, they do more educational stuff. We go to parks, so it's nature-based. Also in here, being with people, knowing more, getting more friends and stuff is always good for kids. If they're home, they're not gonna make friends.
Coming here and teaching people is probably one of the best feelings I get out of anything I do. Never felt so fulfilled working with people who are so grateful and so willing to learn. It's just a good feeling to see that you're able to teach there.
I think people have to realize that if places like this don't exist, where are they going to go to learn the language? People always think about you gotta learn the English when you come here to the States. Fine, they want to learn English, but someone has to teach it to them, Or hey, when they go to apply for a job, you gotta have basic computer skills. Great, I want to learn those skills, but where do I go?
The most important thing is how much need there is in the community. When I started here, I didn't realize the impact of how many adults come here every day for services. One, because they need help finding employment, or they need to improve themselves so they can find employment. And three, they need help in accessing services.
Sometimes we see students for 2-3 months, sometimes we'll see them for 2-3 years. So, as long as they leave with, a little part of a memory of IAC, whether it was a field trip or, some workshop that they had, or, their confidence in speaking English. Even sometimes just knowing the alphabet, that would make me so happy.
That video, that just shows you again the power of video. Thank you for putting it together like that and, helping us understand how powerful just a little bit of help is. How about a round of applause again for Mrs. Sen, that incredible testimony. I think a lot of folks are probably particularly touched by this idea of the different kinds of poverty that are there for people from different walks of life, and to have the companionship and the connectedness that you get, and the benefits that you didn't even expect to get when you go and be a part of this is great. So I know where my 13-year-old son is going to be doing some volunteer work soon enough. And how about a great round of applause for the staff back there who are in the video. Stand up again. Stand up again. These are the people. These are the people that make it real. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you very much. Now, before we hear from our keynote speaker, I just want you to look at your table. You'll see a card that looks like this. There's the voter registration card, and then there's this one. This is the Indo-American Center 26th Anniversary Gala donation card. And this, remember I said earlier, whatever you're thinking about doing, do double. This is where we want it to be. Take a moment, take a look at that card, think about how you may want to contribute. It's very easy. We'll have volunteers to come around a little bit later and pick all those cards up. But it makes it easy, it makes it fun, and you know that you are contributing to incredible work. Our next speaker is our keynote speaker tonight, and he comes as a great example, I suppose, of the immigrant experience done perfectly right in the American dream world, I suppose, that we all live in. By the way, do you know that last night, it's not a nonpartisan thing, but Donald Trump was speaking to an enormous organization, I believe it was in New Jersey, of Hindu professionals. And so Trump walked in, and I was just reading the transcript today. I love the Hindus, I love the Hindus. And he was screaming on and on. But what he was saying, leave all that aside and, whatever else is going on in this election. But what he was talking about is how the South Asian community really is this wonderful community that has had such great success in America, because I think at some level we all kind of espouse true American values about hard work, about education, about family, about support, about remembering who you are, telling your own story, and trying to operate inside of a system that is oriented towards giving benefits to people through merit. And it was interesting to see a presidential candidate make that point, I suppose, in the way that he did. But we were on the map, at least in terms of national news last night. And so that's kind of fun. But that idea of the perfect immigrant and the perfect immigrant experience has been out there now for many years. But it's going beyond that. One of the great things you get when, I suppose, if you become some sort of a success, is the opportunity to give back. And our next speaker, our keynote speaker, is doing exactly that. His name is Sanjay Shah. He's the CEO and founder of VizTech, which is a great organization that is doing incredible work in the internet marketing space. I will let him, and you can look at the profile in the brochure that you have tonight to explain exactly how it works, because I'm just a journalist. I don't know that technical stuff. But he's an incredibly inspiring person who came from India with a great education, topped up the education in the mid-'80s here in America, went on to work for some of the great names in corporate finance and consulting, saw an opportunity in the marketplace to create his own business, and now is essentially an international entrepreneur, business person, and philanthropist. He has some words of encouragement, I'm sure, and some words perhaps of wisdom as well. So please welcome Sanjay Shah.
Good evening. Can you hear me okay? All right. Hello, namaskar, shastri akal. Welcome, everybody. Before I get started, I think it's my turn not just to acknowledge all the wonderful work that Indo-American Center does, but also to thank all of you for showing up here in such great numbers and showing your support. So how about a round of applause for all of us? Thank you. You know, when they asked me to consider being a keynote speaker today, I was a little surprised because if you look at the list of the past keynote speakers, I would be completely out of place in the company of these distinguished personalities, the likes of President Kalam, Sunil Kumar of the Booth School, Professor Balachandran of Kellogg, and I asked them, why would you consider me? They said, we want to change things up. So they went for a lower profile. And then I was easy pickings. So I know I'm extremely honored to be here tonight. And I know the shoes of my predecessors are very difficult to fill, but I'll try and do my part. I'm going to talk a little bit about my journey, entrepreneurship, and also about lifting lives in general. So you know what they say about keynote speakers at events like this? What distinguishes keynote speakers from others is that the keynote speakers tend to talk in other people's sleep. So I'm not going to give you any such opportunity today. Because, much like you, I'm really eager to hear me speak. So folks, I am in technology. And we see technology all around us. But are we living in the future yet? You know, we may not be piloting ourselves to work in an airborne pod or living in space-age homes that float in the sky or have food served to us by automated maid robots. That's not happening yet, but we are pretty darn close. I think we are living in a time where innovation is all over us, and it's happening so fast and so rapidly, and we are so blessed to have it. All of us carry a supercomputer in our hands every day. You know, I think it becomes annoying at times, but we still cannot deny that it is a supercomputer. So we do live in very, very interesting time here. Albert Einstein once said, he said many things, but this thing that he said particularly stuck with me. And he said, there are only two infinite things in this world: the universe and human stupidity. There are only two infinite things in this world. And oh boy, are we seeing examples of that being played out, right? Especially in recent past. So you know what? Tonight we're not going to talk about human stupidity. We're going to talk about the universe, the world around us. The world around us offers endless opportunities. It offers endless opportunities to us. And what do entrepreneurs do? Entrepreneurs have a knack of spotting these opportunities. There are endless opportunities around us, believe me. But there is also a misnomer around this. I think people associate entrepreneurs as individuals that start up their own business and run their own business. I think I would beg to differ on that, because I think entrepreneurs are people who are entrepreneurial. I don't believe entrepreneurs are individuals that start and run their own businesses, because you can be entrepreneurial in anything you choose to do. You could be working for a corporation, large or small. You could be in public service. You could be in philanthropy. You could be doing anything and still be entrepreneurial. So I think that is a misnomer of sorts. And what are the three things that distinguish this entrepreneurial mindset? In my opinion, the three things that distinguish people with an entrepreneurial mindset is that, contrary to popular belief, entrepreneurs are interested in things other than making money. Money is not the primary driving factor for entrepreneurs. They want to make a difference in the world. That's the second thing. I know that's cliched, but they truly want to make a difference in the world. And finally, they also have to be pragmatist. They have to know how to balance needs versus wants, and also to dream right, if you will. I think these are the three things that truly distinguish entrepreneurs. And again, entrepreneurs, ladies and gentlemen, are not folks that start their own business. You can be entrepreneurial in whatever you choose to do. It so happens that entrepreneurial mindset sometimes gets stifled in corporate world, and so they end up stepping aside and starting their own businesses, but that's a byproduct of the entrepreneurial mindset. I think I'm a perfect example of that. I studied accounting in India, and then I came here to get a master's degree in finance, and then ended up at Price Waterhouse to do audit. Dream job. That's what I went to college for. That's what I went to master's school for. And I ended up at Price Waterhouse and lasted a full 6 months. And I realized that that was not my passion. That was not my passion. My passion lied in technology. But I chose to ignore my passion for a bit, and I said, no, I need to keep pushing myself in this space. Of course, for those of you, for all of us, most of us that are from India, there's also the stigma of success, right? You have to report back to your parents. How are you doing, and why are you doing this? And you got a bachelor's degree in accounting and Price Waterhouse, that's a dream job for you. And go get your CPA. That's how you advance there. Like, okay, I'll go get my CPA. I lasted another month after getting my CPA. I'm like, no, this is not what I want to do. This is not my passion. My passion was in technology, in software development. Go figure. How does an accountant have a passion for software development? But folks, the important thing is find your passion. Find your passion. And how do you know you found your passion? How do you know that? Because you can argue that, hey, I like to play golf, that's my passion as well. No, that's not passion. Passion is something that keeps you up 24/7. Passion is what gets you out of the bed every day and say, this is what I want to do, even if I don't get paid for it. That is passion. So folks, if you find your passion, you will find what moves you. And the entrepreneurial mindset that I was talking about starts seeping in. It starts seeping in and you won't even realize it. There are so many global opportunities out there. And so once I found my passion and decided that technology is what I wanted to do, I really started as a one-man show. And coming from a conservative background in India, especially from the Gujarati community, where your parents say, debt? Are you crazy? You want to take on debt? And no. Just why do you want to quit your job in the first place, right? You're doing great. Why do you want to quit your job? I was with SAP at that time when I found my passion. Why do you want to quit? But I think it's something that's just inside you, that you want to do this 24/7. So I bootstrapped an organization from a one-man show to what we are today, which is about 1,200 people in 18 different locations across 15 countries and 5 continents. Thank you. And I can tell you that, one of the things, they asked me, what is the secret sauce to success? And the answer is, the secret is that there is no secret. Because there are countless opportunities out there. The secret is to grab the opportunities. Grab them with both your hands. I think that's the secret. A couple of years ago, a little less than 2 years ago, I earned a fair amount of notoriety for, buying an expensive condo in Chicago. I knew that it would, generate some attention, but really the amount of attention just, took me by surprise in ways that I had not even predicted. Some of it was more based on, why did Mr. Trump have to sell this in the first place? Because he owned it personally. I told him because, he was going to spend time in Washington, not in Chicago. And again, he found easy pickings. Hey, found this person in Chicago. But in any way, I think I was overwhelmed by it, also a bit humbled by it, because what was more important for me and my family was that, yes, it's incidental that it happened to be the most expensive real estate transaction in the history of Chicago, but more importantly for us, it gave us an opportunity to showcase the American dream pursued by an immigrant. And I think that was more important for us. And while all of this, what was going on, I even had, after all this publicity, and this was back in December of 2014, before Mr. Trump even announced, or he was even contemplating announcing his candidacy for presidency, he did actually call me and said that, I'm so happy that I was able to sell this place to an American immigrant entrepreneur. I have to acknowledge that. He did say that. So I think I was very pleased and humbled by that. So more importantly, the Indian community, the immigrants, and it's an example of how we assimilate in the overall American society, not just from a business standpoint, but also from a social standpoint. It's very important that we assimilate well. And the Indo-American Center is a perfect example of an organization that really pulls out all stops to do that. So my compliments and kudos to what they do. I think they build individuals and personalities so that we can then demonstrate not just our values, but how the Indian enterprise can fit very well within the American dream. So as we talk about success, and I heard Mr. Hashim talk about the 1% and how blessed we are. I think I am the first person to acknowledge that we are all helped along by luck, fortune, karma, whatever you want to call it. I think we would be remiss to not acknowledge that, right? That plays a huge part in what we do. And nature has not distributed good luck and fortune in an equitable manner. Mother Nature hasn't done that. I think we see it all around us, right? We are the blessed ones because I think we've received more than our fair share of the good fortune. I certainly am one that I believe I have more than I deserve because maybe Mother Nature was kind to me. And I think the same can be said for a lot of people in this room as well. So I think what we can do is to play whatever part we can, small or big, to ensure that we make it a little less inequitable. I think we can all do a little or a little more to make it less inequitable. And we could do it in a variety of ways. It doesn't always have to be giving money. It can also be giving your time, like a lot of these young folks do. And frankly, if you ask me, I think giving away money is far easier than giving time. So giving time is far more noble than giving away money. And hopefully someday I'll also try to walk the talk as well, right, when things slow down at work, because giving away your time is far, far more noble than giving away money. So the work that's being done by the IAC, whether it's adult literacy or computer education or ensuring that the recent immigrants know what access they have to public benefits, etc., phenomenal. And the best part is that they've been doing this for a number of years, 25 plus years. They do it in such a sincere and non-extravagant fashion. I think that's what appeals to me the most about this organization. I've been to a few events where, frankly, it's all about egos and social stature, about who writes a bigger check, etc. I think I've been to a few events like that, and frankly, that doesn't sit well with me personally. What I like most about IAC is their sincerity in what they do, and the people that show up and demonstrate support. So I appreciate that very much. So finally, I talked about the mindset of an entrepreneur. And so I think, the folks at ISC also asked me to talk a little bit about, what can you do to inspire some of the younger people in this room, etc. So I talked about the mindset of an entrepreneur. I think if I were to summarize 3 things that an entrepreneurial mindset should always be mindful of is, number 1, risk. We have to be able to embrace risk. What does that mean? So let me give you an example of what risk means. A ship is the safest in the harbor, right? A ship is very safe in the harbor, but that's not what ships were built for, right? Ships were built so that they can be out in the ocean and to navigate good and bad weather. So that's a great example of what a risk mindset should be. Be able to face adversity. You should be able to face and tackle adversity. What does that mean? What's a good example of that, right? So rather than be preachy, let me just give you a quote, an African proverb that I've heard, that some of you might have heard, that clearly explains what adversity means. Every morning, a gazelle, a deer, wakes up in Africa, and what goes through the gazelle's mindset is, if it does not run faster than the fastest lion, it will be dead. Every morning, the lion wakes up and knows that if it doesn't run faster than the slowest gazelle, it will starve. So, what does it have to do with adversity? I think the message here is, whether you are a lion or a gazelle, when the sun comes up, you'd better be running. And finally, dreaming. Again, like I said, being entrepreneurial is in everybody's wheelhouse, right? It's not just so-called entrepreneurs that start and run their own business. One of the key mindsets for being entrepreneurial is to keep dreaming. Remember, some of this is a little contrary. I said earlier that you have to be a pragmatist, right? But it is very important to dream and to dream big. So how do you know that you're dreaming big? Sometimes I get asked, how do you know you're dreaming big? Again, what I have to say to that is, if your dreams don't scare you, they are not big enough. And finally, this is about money. And I know, we are here. We have to loosen our purse strings and do what we all can to further support the wonderful work that the center is doing. And I'm sure all of you will do your part. But I want to end with a couple of comments about money and happiness. Money can only make happy people happier. Money cannot make people that complain or whine less. Money can only make happy people happier. So what is the secret to making money? I think the secret to making money is not to spend it. And the secret to happiness, which is more important than money, is to give away money. That is the secret to happiness. So folks, I am sure you will all want a piece of happiness tonight, and the best way to do that is to give away money. So with that, I thank you very much. I thank the ISE and Mr. Hashim and Selma and others and the board for giving me an opportunity to share some of my thoughts. And I hope I didn't bore you too much. I was also told I'm between this speech and dinner, so I'll get out of your way. Enjoy the event, and happy to see you all here. Thank you.
All right, how about again another round of applause for Sanjay Shah. I was feverishly trying to make some mental notes about what he was saying, and he said that, you know, giving away time is probably more valuable than money, but, you know, we want your money, and now's the time to get serious about wanting your money. So I have just a quick moment. That's pretty. Yeah, that's fine. It wouldn't be an Indian thing if there weren't interruptions, right? But you know what's so funny is that we're actually on time, and I'm going to actually get back to my newscast, and you're going to get fed on Indian time anyway. So it's not even 8 o'clock. So let's deal with it. First of all, I said that I would mention any elected representatives who are here as well. David Orr, as I mentioned earlier. Luis Arroyo Jr., the Cook County Commissioner for the 8th District, is here. Right there. Commissioner, thank you very much. Appreciate your support very much. And also on your tables, you have, I told you about the pledge card. You saw that. You also have this registration card. This is the one about that other kind of power. It's about political power. So fill that out. We'll help you fill it out if you need to, but it's all about getting yourself registered ahead of the big election, which, by the way, is going to be my first election that I actually get to vote in America. So that is going to be quite something. And if I can encourage you to vote early, not in any partisan way, but just because it's proven that when there's a lot of voting early, the turnout is much higher, and a higher turnout is a stronger democracy. So please make sure that you vote. So now I told you about the silent auction items. Those are going to be out there. We're going to keep those tables open until about 8:30. But now we have 5 items that we're going to auction off. And I want you to be generous. I remember what I was telling you earlier about how much you want to spend, double it. Well, here's a good chance to make good on that, as Sanjay Shah was saying. So first off, do I have a helper coming up for this? Is someone coming up for this? Am I going to just do this alone? Come on up. Come. You feel free to improvise as well. First, come and introduce yourself so everybody knows who you are.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight. It's nice to see some familiar faces and some who've been here for the first time. My name is Maitrey Angelo, and I've had the privilege of being here on the stage in Ravi's place a couple of times. And tonight, I hope to have you leave here with a big hole in your pockets, because that's what you're here for. And I hope you'll have fun doing that, because nothing makes anybody more happy, as my husband will attest, in spending money. And I do it well for him.
All right, so we just have the one microphone, but we'll just deal with it. So we have 5 items tonight. We're going to go through this very quickly. And our first item is a Balani suit. Where's Prem Balani? Can he stand up, first of all? Where's Prem? Prem Balani, one of the, you heard earlier about how he got Mrs. Sen involved in the organization. He's actually one of the key reasons I have gotten involved in this organization. And I want to say thank you, Prem, for being a friend and a father figure and a guy who makes a great suit, okay? So that's his suit right there. So he is donating a Balani suit, and the value of this suit, not the one that I have on, but I should give you a shot. Okay, this is it. Here's me as model, okay?
He cuts a nice figure, doesn't he?
You can tell him how much that's worth. Why don't you tell him?
Okay, that's worth actually a lot more than the $1,500 we're going to start out at, but I'm sure you'd like to know a little bit more about what's involved. It's a Holland and Sherry finest cloth in the world, and he has a gift certificate for a custom-made suit that's valued at $3,000 by Balani's best tailors. So if you want to be the spiffiest-looking man in town, this is your time to raise your hand and start bidding for anything higher than $1,500.
So do we have a bid for $1,500? We have one right here. Okay. How do you do this? Okay. So $1,500. So I have to give you a new number. How about $1,600? Do we see $1,600 in the home? In the house. $1,600.
Oh, we can do better than that. $1,700.
$1,700. Okay. $1,700. Do we see $1,700? We'll take $2,000. Okay. There's
That's
$2,000
great.
right
Behind every well-dressed man is an even better dressed lady. Good for you. How about $2,200?
Do we see $2,200 anywhere? Left side of the room? Right side of the room? Just think, this is a $750 suit. So think about what triple the value looks like.
Who wants to look 3 times as good as Ravi?
So this is how you do it.
So $2,400. Do we have anybody for $2,400? There you go.
There's
Okay.
24. Thank you very much. $2,400. How about a round of applause for that?
Anybody for $2,500?
$2,500 right here. Okay, we have a bidding war.
All right.
He's sitting at Balani's table. Come on, you got to get this thing. This thing's worth at least $3,000. Do we see $2,700? Do we have $2,700 from anyone?
$2,700.
$2,700? There, right there. Okay.
That's great.
Better put my glasses on.
$2,800.
$3,000 in the front.
Good for
there
you.
we go.
Okay.
How about a round of applause
All
for
right.
that?
Now that's actually, technically speaking, in auction speak, is that's what it's valued at. But if your ego's on the line, you want to look very, very good, you want to go to at least $3,200, right? So who's going to go for $3,200?
Anyone for 32?
$3,200.
Don't be put off. Hold on a sec. Don't be put off with what Sanjay Shah said about egos and spending all kinds of money that you don't have. So $3,200 it is a beautiful suit. It will wear forever, and it is when it's custom tailored. Actually, you'll probably end up buying another $3,200 suit. Is there $3,200 anywhere?
You know, Ravi, my father used to once say something to me. He said, "Clothes depend on the hanger." Okay. So, is there a good hanger here in this room? A good hanger for $3,500?
All right.
$3,500?
We've got 5 to go through. Okay, $3,000 is our bid right now.
All right.
All right, $3,000 going once. $3,000 going twice.
I think you could do better, maybe. $3,200, last call. Come on. My ego's on the line now. I got to best Ravi here. $3,200. Anybody for? There we go, $3,200.
There's $3,200. Okay.
Good for you. Okay. Should we go now?
Yeah.
All right. Going once, $3,200. Going twice. Going thrice, and sold a Balani custom suit for the lady there at $3,200.
Can I just say, one of the best things, whoever gets that suit, is the whole way you get the suit, where it's measured. You hang out at Balani's place. He might give you a drink. It's set aside an afternoon. It's a lot of fun. All right. Thank you very much. Now, our next item is the notwithstanding what happened on the field today against Jacksonville, we want to give away a pair of Bears tickets for the full Chicago Bears experience. Who here is a Bears fan?
Too many hands here.
Come on, who here is a Bears fan? Just think, there's David Orr. They're on track to get the #1 draft pick next year, okay? Right? So these are really valuable tickets. We have 2 Bears tickets in the clubhouse. In the clubhouse. These are great Bears tickets. Prem's coming up to offer us some advice on this.
United Clubhouse, based on the house.
Okay. Okay, United Clubhouse. And you know some Indian guy has written this because it says here, Bears versus Titanic. I believe it's the Titans. That's okay. Tennessee Titans. So you'll get to see Marcus Mariota, and you get to hang out in the United Clubhouse, which is a lot of fun. And maybe the McCaskies will come by, although we can't necessarily say that's a good or bad thing. And we want to start the bidding here for 2 of these tickets against the Titanic, no, to the Titans, for $750. Let's start right there. $750. Do we have a bid in the house for $750? These tickets are worth a heck of a lot more than that. I don't know, because journalists are never allowed to accept these tickets, and no one's taking me to any of these Bears games. I work on Sundays. Any Bears fans? Do we see $750? $750 from anyone? Okay.
I think they just need me to egg on.
The date, we do not have the date. Do you have the date? November 27th. So right around Thanksgiving, just after Thanksgiving. Sounds like a great game. Egg them on.
All right. Me, egg on? I think it's a man's job to egg them on for Bears tickets. Okay, who can pony up $800? 800, 2 Bears tickets for $800?
At the United Club. There we go. Right there.
800, okay. $850 for 2 Bears tickets. $850. Bears tickets at the clubhouse.
Remember, this is to support the Indo-American Center.
Lots of great programs, senior programs, youth programs.
And I believe you get a tax receipt, right?
I believe so, yes.
You get the tax receipt for this as well, okay? So this is all deductible according to the IRS.
And
So-
just think, folks, after Thanksgiving, you can go work off. If you walk down to the seats and back again a few times, you can work off all those calories after that big meal. So
There you go.
there's an added benefit there.
All right.
Anybody for $900? 900? Okay, I think we were at
We're at 800,
800.
right?
Okay.
All right. Right there.
Sold. 2 Bears tickets for $800.
There it is. Thank you. And you get to see the NFL's newest team, the Titanic. How do you like that? It's like my mother wrote it or something. All right. Our next, another sports, it's actually all, the next 2 are sports. My favorite team in Chicago, as anyone knows, because I am Canadian after all, is the Stanley Cup champion Chicago Blackhawks. How about that? Who are off to a bit of a rough start, but did you know that they are still the Las Vegas consensus pick to win the Stanley Cup again this year? So, 6-1. Even though they're 1-2, we have 2 Blackhawks tickets in January anytime. And we are going to start this at $500 for a pair, which is a bargain. 4 tickets. 4 tickets. Okay, at that price. That's 4 tickets, okay? Folks, like I know Indian South Asians don't do the skating very much, but because I grew up in Canada and Toronto, I figured it was the only thing I could do to integrate. I'm sure that they would have encouraged me at any Indo-American Center to go out and learn to skate. It's an amazing game. You'll have a great time. Okay, so $500, 4 tickets. Do I see it in the back there? Yes, I do. Okay, 500. Do we see 600? 600 over here. Thank you very much. It doesn't say who it's against. Again, it's any time in January. Any time in January. 700. Do we see 700? David Orrs for 700. Go ahead.
750.
750 over here.
2 contenders. Can we raise that to 800 then? All right.
800 over here.
All right. 850 then for you, Ashraf. 850? 850. How about 900? 900. Blackhawks tickets.
That's a good
2
deal.
takers for 900. Can we up that to 1,000 then? 1,000? 1,000. Okay. How about 1,100? This side of the table. Come on, you got to show your spirit. 1,100. 1,100 on. There you go. 1,100. Okay.
Very good.
Any takers for 1,200? 1,200 for 2 Blackhawks tickets.
4.
Oh, 4. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
400. 4 tickets for 1,100.
Who here has been to a Blackhawks game?
I
Who's
have.
been to? See, not many of you have been to Blackhawks games, right? I've been to a lot. It is
Exciting.
such a sensational experience. It
You're
really is a
sitting on
full
the edge of
thing.
your seats.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Can we go for 1,300? Come on, 1,300 for 4 Blackhawks tickets. 1,300. Who's going to go for 1,300? All right.
Oh, 13 right there. Okay,
13
very
right
good. These tickets and the next set of tickets are courtesy of Dr. Butler. So thank you very much. Can we have a round of applause for that? Yeah. We're at 1,300 over here, right? Do we see 1,400? 1,400. These are 4 tickets. 4, very good. That's still a bargain. That's still a bargain. These are probably face value at least $350 each. Kind of making that up, but that's okay. But it is around that. 1,500. Do we see 1,500 in the house? 4 tickets. It's a great night out. $1,500 deduction on your taxes. And think how great you'll feel helping the Indo-American Center. Do we see 1,500 anywhere?
I'm sure we can. 1,500. Come on, I'll give you an extra bright smile if I see 1,500. 1,500, anybody for 4 Blackhawks tickets? See anybody here? No? Okay. All right,
so
I'm
1,400. Going once. Going twice. That's sold. $1,400. Thank you very much. Very good. Our second last item here is also a sports item, and this again is 4 tickets to see the Chicago Bulls. Who likes the Bulls? There we go. That's it? Really? They traded Derrick Rose. Come on. We've got Dwayne Wade this year. We've got Rajon Rondo. It's going to be a good year for this team. The best seats, I'm told, these are the best seats in the house for any time in January, where there are going to be games that really matter a lot. Let's start the bidding here again at $500. 4 seats to the Bulls anytime in January. 500 over here. 600 over here. Let's go jump to 800. Do we see 800? 800 right in front here. Do we see 900? 900. Do we see 900 right there? Thank you very much. Okay, we've got a duel on the same table over here. 900. Go ahead.
Well, anytime we have a duo, Ravi, we up it to the next 100. So how about 1,000? How about 1,000? Okay,
1,000 right
1,000 there. Okay, anybody for 1,100? 1,100? Oh, right there.
Right
Okay,
there, yeah.
1,100. All right. How about 1,200 on this side of the room? 1,200. Okay, 1,200 for Ashraf. 1,300. Cups tickets to 1,300. Anybody for, there you go, 1,300. Thank you. How about on this side of the room? 1,400. 1,400 for 2 Cups tickets.
No, for 4 Bulls.
4 Bulls. Oh, we Bulls. Sorry. I can tell.
2 Cubs tickets have cost about $1 million right now, I think.
You can tell I'm not a sports buff, Ravi. I'm glad you're here.
That's okay.
Okay. 4 Bulls tickets. Any more?
All right.
1,200?
Yeah. All right, 1,200 is going once, going twice. Sold, $1,200. Thank you very much. That's a great night out. All right, our final auction item is going to be, this is courtesy of the chairman, Ashraf Hashim, and he's got 2 domestic airline tickets on United Airlines. Basically anywhere, Ashraf, that United flies, right? Anywhere United flies in the United States? All right. 2 domestic tickets at any time over the next year? No, I should say you can use them like anytime in the next year. All right, so 2 domestic tickets on United Airlines from Chicago going to anywhere, I guess, in the United States. And we'll start the bidding here at $500 for 2 airplane tickets. Wow. Go see, that's a deal. Someone say, anyone, do I see 500? There's 500. Do I see 600? 600. Do I see 600 anywhere? 2 tickets anywhere United flies. Oh, right there? Is that 600? Okay. If you're going to wave at me. I'm not a pro at this, okay? I've seen pros do this. Man, I don't know how they do it. Okay, 600. Do we see 700 for 2 domestic flights? $700 right in front. Let's go to 900. That's still a bargain. 2 flights anywhere you want in the United States out of Chicago for 900. Do we see 900 anywhere? Do we see 900? How about 800? Can we get a bid for 800? That's $400 a piece to go see your relatives in San Francisco. Okay, go ahead. We're still at 700. We're holding at 700. I'm looking for a bid of 800.
We're just about at around 6,000, and Mr. Ratan Kosa says that if we can raise 7,000, he's going to have a matching donation. So please help us make this. We are at about 6,000. We need to raise 7,000 to get a matching gift of 7,000. So you can't miss that, folks.
Right. So the way to get there is $1,000 for these 2 United Airlines tickets. Anyone, that $1,000 donation is going to be worth $14,000 to the IAC. Do we see any bid here for $1,000 for United Airlines? We have 800, right? We have 800. Who bid 800, by the way? I wasn't sure who bid 800. Do we see it? Do we see it? No? All right. Oh, 800. 700. He made 700. Okay. We don't see 800. We need 1,000. All right. I think we're going to lose the room here. You know what? I'm going to bid $1,000. Can I do that?
Yes.
Can I do that?
Yes.
Is that okay? I'll give you $1,000. What do we have over here? 800. I've already raised it to 1,000. It's at 1,000 now. All right. You know what? I'm the auctioneer going once, going twice, 3 times. Done. Done. There you go.
Let's get a big hand for Ravi here, for upping the ante.
All right.
So what's a fundraiser without a surprise bid? We have one more here, Ravi.
Okay.
It's a weekend sale or a sunset fireworks sale aboard a 40-foot sailing vessel called Cherish the Day. Wow. This is a 4-hour sail across the Chicago skyline, which will depart from Belmont Harbor with a party of 8 of your choice and will include dinner, cocktails, and wine.
Wow.
So let's start this at $2,500. How about that? 8 people for a whole evening of all you can drink. And if you bid for this, you will, let me assure you, on aboard the Cherish the Day, you are going to cherish the night. So come on, folks. Open up your wallets and your hearts. Let's start out with $2,500. Who's for $2,500?
Do we have a bid for 25?
We did?
No, we don't. I can tell you that on Groupon, I saw a Groupon for something very similar to this, and it started at 3,000 on a Groupon. So this is already a bargain at 2,500. Do we have a bid for 2,500? We don't have any. Fair enough. Let's have a bid for $1,500. $1,500
for 8 people.
For 8 people, a 4-hour sail across the Chicago skyline.
Do the math, folks. It's very, very reasonable.
There we go. We have one bid for $1,500. Thank you very much. I know my mother doesn't swim, and I imagine that a lot of folks in here aren't really thinking that that's something that they would do. It's an amazing thing to do. A 4-hour sail across the skyline, departs Belmont Harbor, 8 people of your choice, and I guess you don't even have to pilot the boat, right? No, you don't have to pilot the boat. Dinner, cocktails, and wine. $1,500. Do we see $1,600?
Life jackets included.
All right, I made it early. David Orr has made so many wonderful bids. This is yours, David Orr. That's it. Thank you, David Orr. Dinner time, right? Is that it?
I have. That's the part of the regular auction, and a couple of these for the raising. One more?
Okay, we have to do this fast because I have a newscast I got to do. Okay, this is going to be the last one. This is the last one that I can do. Yeah. Well, no, we have to finish. We have to finish it. Okay, we have one more pair of tickets with a parking pass to the Bears versus the Titanic. No, the Titans. These tickets are worth $800 for a pair in the United Club. So do I see $800? This is again on November. Is it no?
Doesn't sit.
Sunday, November 27th at noon at Soldier Field. If you want a great American experience, that is a heck of an experience. Do I see $800 for these Bears tickets against the Titans? Do we see? Folks, we want you to double the amount of money that you said that you were going to spend tonight. Do we see $800 for a pair of Bears tickets? I'm already fleshed out. Anybody else? David Orr's fleshed out. Everybody else is fleshed out.
Come on, this side of the table, Mr. Konya.
Do we see $800 for a pair of Bear tickets? Okay, let's go to $500. Do we see $500? $500 for a pair of tickets with a parking pass. That parking pass is probably worth $50 in and of itself. And if you go early enough, you get the full experience of tailgating. Do we see a pair of tickets for $500? There's one. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, let's have a round of applause. Do we see anything for $600? Do we see a bid for $600 for a pair of Bears tickets? They might still be in the playoff hunt then. I'm just saying that. But they might still. All right, $500 going once, going twice. Sold. Thank you very much, sir. Folks, we're going to get our dinner started here in just a second. We have one more set of announcements. I have to take my leave right now because I have a little bit of work to do, which includes telling your great story. Thank you for letting me be a part of this again. And here's to the Indo-American Center. May you have another 3 or 4 or 5 generations of helping people integrate here in America. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravi. As he heads on to his newscast, let's give him something to remember tonight by raising some more money for the Indo-American Center. Folks, I have a couple more opportunities for you. And I'd like to tell you more than what you've already seen on the video, a little bit more about the center, about the several important programs that serves all its constituents. As Selma's already told you, they have the immigration services, the public benefits, the various senior programs, as well as the English as a second language program, as well as the cities program, the youth program, the workforce development, and that's just to name a few. So the center is always teeming with people. We start at about 10 in the morning till 5 every weekend, and so far it has served over 35,000 people. May I have your attention, please? I know you're ready for dinner, but this is kind of important because we are here today to raise money for the Indo-American Center. So if you can just give me your attention for a few minutes, I promise I'm going to keep this really quick and fast. Okay? Thank you. So our seniors program is a very vibrant one. The seniors are taken on field trips about 4 times a year in addition to the various activities at the center. This year they were taken to the Botanical Gardens at Glencoe, and a few days ago some of the seniors went to Chinatown to have lunch with the seniors at the center there. But 2 of our most important programs at the ISC are in dire need of funds. These are the immigration programs as well as their ESL program. Other than benefits like this tonight, which all of you have graciously attended, we are doing other things also to raise funds, such as the walkathon that was organized in May this year at Montrose Harbor. But tonight, we need to raise at least $50,000. At least $50,000. I know that sounds like a sizable sum, but I'm sure if everybody pulls in together, that's not a hard goal to achieve. So let's start by letting you know a little bit about why the ISC immigration program is so important. Through this service, a person can get a citizenship to the USA because by being a citizen, they can get jobs. It's important to become financially independent for their own self-esteem. They can integrate in our society after acquiring knowledge of our government and the systems here. They can reunite with their families. They can also become contributing citizens in this country. And perhaps most important of all, these people through this program can attain peace of mind. So, can you please open up your hearts tonight and help us raise $50,000 for the Indo-American Center's immigration program? You have the donor cards on your table. Fill them up with as much as you're capable of and a little bit more, because every little bit helps. Thank you. We have the first pledge for $1,000. Can we see the second pledge for the Indo-American Center Immigration Program? I would like to get at least 5 pledges tonight for this very, very laudable program. Can we see a show of hands for another bid? Another pledge for the Indo-American Center Immigration Program, please. We have a donation here for $1,000. Can we get another one? Yes, thank you. Is that for $1,000? $2,000 for the immigration program. Thank you very much. Big hand of applause to you. Thank you. Thank you to Ms. Tara Raghavan for your pledge for $1,000 as well. So this is $3,000 for the immigration program. Thank you. I'd like to get another 1,000, please. Who will open up his or her heart and wallets for another $1,000 for the IAC's immigration program? Can I see a show of hands? $1,000. We have 3 already. I'd like to get one more, please. Anybody for $1,000? How about 500? 500 for the immigration program. Come on, folks, put yourself in their shoes. Many years ago, when you first came here, when you didn't know when your next meal was going to come, when you didn't know if you were going to get your green card, least of all your citizenship. Think back to those years when you struggled and you did not have any support services. This is a very, very important, very laudable program that's been here now. Is that another bid I see? Another pledge? Thank you. I have a pledge here of $500 for Mr. Mohammed Mirza. I have also another pledge for $3,000, and this is by request anonymous. Thank you very much for your generosity. $3,000. I know I said 5, but my heart is open, my hands are warm. I would like to get another bid if you can, another pledge for the Indo-American Center's immigration program. Anybody like to offer another $1,000? Another $1,000 for the program? Folks, your dinner is going to taste even better if you feel good. So make yourself feel good. Donate. Donate as much as you can. I think we have one more coming up. Thank you very much. I'd like to give a round of applause to these folks who so kindly donated a total of $700. This is anonymous, but you know who you are, and we thank you very much from the Indo-American Center, all of us here, for your kind thoughts and generosity. That's $700 anonymous. Total $700. That's not including the matching grant of $7,000. $9,600 from the live auction. And we're still totaling up what we got for the immigration services donations. The silent auction is now closed, and it's my pleasure to announce the winners of the items that you had up there. Item number 1, the Chicago Cubs Javier Baez autograph baseball and case. If you'd like to hear who the winner is, I'd like to get some silence, please. I know you all enjoyed your dinner. Could you be seated for your dessert, please? Come on, folks. This is your time to know who's bid for the silent auction awards. The first one was the Chicago Cubs Javier Baez autograph baseball and case. And the winner is Alka Rajput with a bid of $291. Thank you, Alka. Item number 2, and this is a good one. 2 acupuncture visits with Dr. Charles Lowe, Mr. Anil Gauri, for $100. Thank you, Mr. Gauri. Intercontinental Chicago, this is item number 3. A 1-night complimentary stay in the Grand Tower at Intercontinental Chicago on the Magnificent Mile, one of the most beautiful historic hotels in the city. Located at 540 North Michigan Avenue, your stay includes complimentary breakfast for 2 at Center Court. And the winner is Rupal Bapat for $180. Wow, that's a steal. Congratulations. Item number 4 is photography by Banerjee, a photo shoot session and full rights to all images. This certificate will provide 3 hours of photography services with full rights to all of the images. This includes 2 hours of shooting time and 1 hour of post-shoot editing. Location of shoot can be discussed upon redemption of the certificate. So this is with Nupur Banerjee, and it's a retail value of $300, sold to Smita Arakapudi for $120. Congratulations. Item number 5, and this is something that I think all of us could sorely use, I for one could, and this is something called Organizing with You, consultant to organize your home or office. You founder Pooja Nayak provides residential and business organizing services in the Chicagoland area. Her goal with clients is not just to maximize your space and make it visually appealing, but to also create efficient systems that you will find easy to maintain. Pooja will help your home or office get organized by reducing clutter and offering customized solutions to simplify your life by making your space more functional. This goes to Tara Raghavan for $70. Congratulations, Tara. Folks, I'm not going to proceed until I get a little bit of quiet because it's not very respectful to the people who have so kindly donated their services and products for this nice occasion. If you would please give us the courtesy of your attention, I'd much appreciate it. I'm used to doing this in a school cafeteria, not at a gathering of this caliber. So, please folks, give us your attention so we can acknowledge the generosity of all the folks who provided their services and products for this year's fundraiser of the Indo-American Center. Oh. Folks, I'd like to take a moment to also acknowledge a donation by Mr. Bakshi Shahabuddin for $1,000. This was the donation that we took care of earlier this evening. I didn't have a chance to acknowledge that, so Mr. Shahabuddin, thank you very much for your generosity. This is also a donation by 2 very favorite friends of ours, Dipali and Dipankar Banerjee, for $500. Thank you, Dr. Banerjee.
so far. Dollar for dollar.
Folks, I've been told that the quietest table is going to get a double helping of dessert. So if you want a double helping of dessert, sit down at the table and please give us your attention. We are also going to be getting a dollar for dollar matching donation tonight, starting now. All those who donate now will be gratified by their donation amounts being doubled by the end of the evening. So if you'd like to open your hearts and wallets, there's still time. After all, we only do this once a year. So please, feel free to donate as much as you're able to, I would like to, starting now, because you know that your gift is going to be doubled. Continuing now with item number 6 of the silent auction. This was 2 tickets to a spring show at the Goodman Theater in downtown Chicago. I wish I'd seen this, but I guess it was already spoken for. But this is 2 tickets to spring 2017 show called Destiny of Desire. This new high drama and explosive comedy by Karen Zacharias explores race, gender, and class politics through the lens of the Latin American telenovela, one of the world's most popular storytelling genres. This goes for $100 to Rupal Papan. Congratulations, Rupal. Can we please give a hand to Rupal? This is the second item she has won. Another donation tonight for $500 by Saroj and Milan Vaidya. Thank you very much. A $500 donation. Going back to item number 8 of the silent auction. This is Fargada Budi Vineyard and Winery Package from Galena, Illinois. This is a family-owned vineyard and winery in Galena, Illinois area, and is a special place for family and friends to gather. Located in Hanover, Illinois, a few miles from Galena, it is excited to announce it is now offering space to hold weddings as well. This is a boutique winery and its wines have won several bronze, silver, and gold medals in Illinois state wine competitions. These 2 bottles of affordable wine make a trip down to Galena to visit this winery, making good use of 2 free tastings provided in the package. And this goes to Mr. Roy D'Souza for $60. Roy D'Souza wins 2 bottles of wine from Fergata Budi Vineyard and from Galena, Illinois. Congratulations. Item number 9, 2 Chicago Symphony Orchestra tickets. These tickets are located for the main floor, lower balcony, or best available on a Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday evening, or Friday matinee performance. This is won by Mr. Jason Fair for $150. $150 for 2 CSO tickets. Congratulations, Jason. Now this one is something out of my own heart. I'm a chocolate lover, and this is called my Chocolate Soul Gift Certificate. This is Chicago's premier artisan chocolate boutique. They specialize in all-natural French chocolates for businesses, celebrated events, and enthusiasts. My Chocolate Soul provides a delicious, fresh, all-natural alternative to chocolates and desserts in the commercial marketplace. Their mission is to create luxurious, sweet experiences by spreading joy through chocolate. This was won by Mary Ellen Shannon for $10. Man, I can't believe that, $10. Can I still bid for it? I'm willing to pay $50 for this. Okay, congratulations. You really got a steal out there, Mary Ellen. Congratulations. No, there's 2 more left. Okay. Gosh, there's a lot. Okay.
I'm just going to go quickly through these again. Item number 11 was a hand-in-hand 10 by 10 acrylic impasto painting by Chittu Arun, which went to Roy D'Souza for $85. Congratulations, Roy. Next, we have 2 tickets to Chicago Bears versus the San Francisco 49ers. Went to Alia Rajput for $400. Alia, congratulations, $400 for 2 tickets to the Chicago Bears versus San Francisco 49ers. Next, we have Indian spices and cookbooks, something which I would have loved to win. Mary Ellen Shannon, again, wins it for $70. Mary Ellen Shannon, congratulations, Mary. This is another wonderful item, Mon Ami Gabi Restaurant. And again, this was won by Roy D'Souza for $85. This is a wonderful European bistro, and they let us entertain you restaurant. And this is, its rustic French dishes will warm your spirits on the chilly winter days and cool autumn nights. Congratulations, Roy. Enjoy your dinner experience. The next item is 5 lift cards for 5 free ride credits. Go to Aarti Bhatti for $110. Aarti Bhatti for $110. That's it for our silence auction items. Thank you very much for all of you who bid on these, and congratulations once again to the winners.
Okay, you want another big one.
Thank you for Veda and Lakshman. For Veda and Lakshman, thank you very much for supporting it year after year. $2,500. Take the dessert and match it. $2,500 by Lakshman and Veda. Agradi. Not a pledge, check received.
Keep them coming, Ashraf. This is what I'm here for. Okay. $500 donation by Aditya Dhar and Isha Gill. Thank you again, Aditya Dhar and Isha Gill, $500. Suniti and Vinod Dalal, $150. Thank you, Suniti and Vinod Dalal. Mr. Anand Shekhar, $250. Thank you, Mr. Anand Shekhar. Mary Ellen Shannon, it's our turn to thank you again for your generous contribution of $80. Thank you. Pavan and Mridula Agarwal, $200. Pavan and Mridula Agarwal, $200 donation. Thank you. James and Jean Nye, $251. $251 from James and Jean Nye. Thank you. Mr. I think I've finished this. Hang on. No, organizing with you. Here you go. There's still time for you if you are in the mindset for a few more donations. We are still ready, willing, and able. Anybody who has a last-minute change of heart and would like to fill in one of those white cards on your tables, feel free to do so. We are looking for a few more donations. I did mention earlier about the English as a Second Language program that's so dear to the hearts of Indo-American Center. There is also the ESL program, which also requires a lot of funding and new staff members. So please, if you can, donate generously to the ESL fund as well. We are looking tonight, our goal is to raise $50,000. We haven't come anywhere near close to that, so we hope that before the evening is over, you can bring us closer to that goal. Thank you.